Is it filming? It's filming. And then sit down, please. Okay. Look at the camera, and then. What do you want to say to me?
Deutschland!
Is that all?
Bye bye. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna be so sad. I'm so proud of you for opening yourself up to a whole new year full of new experiences and plunging yourself into the unknown. You know, as scary as it is, the risk that you're taking will be rewarded with magic and a year full of new possibilities that you've never expected for yourself. You're gonna have so much fun. I'm gonna miss you.
Hi. Hello. How's everybody? Obviously, different background means different location. I have so much to update you on. Ever since March, my life's just been in a complete crunch mode, and for the lack of a better word, I couldn't be I'm pulling up the camera, but without further ado, let me take you back to 27th of March 2025. My journal entry. This was the day that I made the decision to say goodbye to Germany. After the marathon, I've done a lot of mind mapping to try and see what options I could have for my life in various countries. So, long story short, my desire to stay in Germany was simply conditional. I just liked the people there, the freedom of traveling, and the crown that I wore of an expat was shining so brightly. The easiest route was to become a student, but I didn't feel like studying. I really wanted to work, and the jobs that I wanted all required a certain level of German, which is understandable. But I didn't want to commit to the language, and if language was the issue, then I could always opt for the UK. But something about trying all over again was a bit daunting. Otherwise, to get hired at a Korean company in Germany, but I don't want to work with Koreans. As you can see, it's just excuses after excuses, and it just felt really pathetic, very greedy, and just really annoyed at myself. And if I'm being completely honest, I was scared to return back to reality, and the FOMO that I would feel once I leave, it was a big decision because New Zealand is on the other side of the earth. When it's summer there, it's winter here. Well, it looks really nice, but it's like saying a forever goodbye to all these people unless either of us flies across the globe. And community is important, but they're not gonna feed me, they're not gonna provide for me, and I just had no reason to stay there. I didn't have a partner, I didn't have a dream job, I didn't hate my country, but most of the people that remained had either of the three. So the question of 굳이 was just roaming around my head, but for some reason I didn't feel that daunting feeling for Australia. And I read this quote: "A season comes to an end when the easiest things become difficult." Just like that. When it is now time to go and we hold on, we tend to circle around the thing or a place God wants us to move on from. We call it loyalty, but it is actually disobedience. And however you interpret that quote, I didn't want to be disobedient. So I bit my tongue, I stopped my overthinking, and I bought the flight ticket immediately. It really wasn't an easy decision, and I kept double-stepping until the day I left. But once the mind was set, the next steps were like an automated reaction. I fully committed to spending my time with my beloved friends, traveling together to see the cherry blossoms in Bonn, eating a lot of great food in Cologne, doing more farewells at home, taking the train to Amsterdam, seeing the Tulip Festival, and throwing a surprise birthday party for my flatmate, and spending my last days at the cafe and saying goodbye to the regular customers, and sorting out the bureaucracy stuff. I really wanted to clone myself into at least 3, and during those farewells, people gave way too much. And whilst I was very grateful, I felt really guilty because why? I didn't deserve any of this. Because of that warmth, that love, it is why I feel the absence and I miss them dearly. I didn't really process the whole ending of an era until I returned to New Zealand. I was staying in Korea for 3 weeks to spend time with my family. I was in a continued traveling mindset. I officially said my final goodbye at the airport, heading to New Zealand. So I'm back home now. It's been 3 weeks. How do I feel? I am still processing. The first week was terrible. I hated being back. The weather was yuck. Just rained all the time, cold and muggy. And I just kept regretting my decision. And hate is a big word. But this hate is not like, oh, I hate the people, there's so much racism or crime or the government sucks. It's not that. It's weird feeling of being stuck. That stagnancy that propelled me to the working holiday was still here. And I just felt out of place. And feeling out of place in a familiar environment just hits different. And I've been told that I've changed. And some people didn't like it. And I started to get a really big head going. Like, I did the absolute most to, improve myself in a year. What have you done? You're exactly the same as the last time I saw you. Very cocky. And by week 2, God was like, that improvement that you speak of was not possible without me, and he really humbled me. And so now I'm just like, yes, Father, you're the only one. And it's just been quite difficult to self-motivate myself, to work on my resume, develop more projects for my portfolio, and just to figure out the logistics of how I can migrate to Australia now. I am still yearning my life in Germany. That excitement, that adventure, Eugen. I just miss the old, new me. I need to remember that New Zealand is not the end goal, but I'm starting all over again, and it's a little frightening. So the FOMO is definitely there, and I've had multiple 현타s. So to some, I may appear behind in life, nearly 30, no job yet, still single, and spent most of her money to play and starting all over again. But to me, it was an investment. It was an intentional time to get to know the person that I'm stuck with forever and discover what truly matters, and to give myself the most meaningful present. I anticipate unexpected bumps, setbacks, and disappointments already coming ahead, and I've already doubted and questioned myself and consciously blocked out other people's opinions. I'm scared, but I'm not paralyzed, and I know I can get through this. My YouTube began for my sister to document and share my moments with my family, but now it has become a visual diary and a way for me to share God's love. And I will continue to share my life in the moments, and I hope you will stick around. Thank you, Germany, for the absolutely amazing memories and incredible adventures. Thank you to all my friends in Germany as well. I miss you all, and I'll see you very soon. Ciao.